This program is sponsored by Chocolations, located at 607 East Boston Post Road in Mamaroneck.
Hello everyone, welcome back to LMC Varsity Sports. I'm Rob Moretti here at Memorial Field for a big-time boys lacrosse playoff matchup. It's the Section 1 Class A semifinals, the number 1 seed Mamaroneck Tigers and the number 5 seed Mahopac Indians. These two teams met quite a long time ago, almost 2 full months ago. Back on March the 27th, it was a 10-5 win for the Tigers at Mahopac, but it's a whole different season now. Mahopac is coming off a 6-5 win in overtime over North Rockland to get to this point in the previous round. The Tigers, meanwhile, have coasted to this point, 16-1 overall. They're on a 16-game winning streak and handled Arlington easily in their quarterfinal. Stick around, we've got the opening face-off in the Section 1 Class A semifinal coming up next on LMC Varsity Sports. We return for the opening face-off. Shane Smith at the dot for the Tigers. He has been one of Section 1's best this year. Goalie matchup, 2 good ones. As Smith wins the opening face-off right away, Conley passes. That was quick. Smith to Conley to Martin. 1-0 Tigers. That took 7 seconds. Wow. I didn't get to give you the goalie matchup there. Jack Freed for the Tigers. Mike Arguila just allowed that one for the Indians. And he is one of the best. The Tigers just right spot. One-on-one, it's tough to defend. Smith wins another face-off. Tyler Roa has been in there for Mahopac. Smith holding now. Tigers will go into a set offense this time. Connor holds. Smith will substitute out. And in comes Jack Lowinger. Lowinger has it now. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the Mamaroneck baseball game that aired before this. Actually took place at the same time. They're in the 4th inning in real time right now, but they started earlier, so we aired that game first. Conley waiting for the play to develop. Fakes a pass. Tigers cycle through. Conley still looking for a target. No one's really on Conley. They have a second player in the crease. The defender, Sigelski, there with Arguila. And everyone else is marked man-on-man. Conley still holding. Thought about letting it go towards Morris Jansen. Conley still with it.
Come on, delay here. Come on.
So it's more like a girls lacrosse play. As Conley comes up front, draws a flag, shot hits the post, and now they blow it dead. Tigers will be on the EMO here. Who was that? I believe that's Drew Riolo. It is Riolo taking, no, that's another player. Can't see the number, but Tigers with a 6-on-5 and already a 1-0 lead. Conley to Rayner. That shot was saved by Arguila. Not a bad look for JB Connor. Tigers get it back. Just over 2 minutes in. Tigers scored 7 seconds into the game. Connor, another one goes wide. Penalty releases. And so we're back to 6-on-6. Tigers will keep possession as Jansen sends it in towards Will Martin. This is Rayner. Rayner dodges through, shoots, and it's wide. Tigers back it up. And Martin will go get a fresh ball. Or rather, Tom Conley will pick up a fresh ball. Conley comes through. Likes to try that shot through the legs, didn't get it to go. And Arguila closest to it. Has to wait for the whistle to start. The defender John Dundon, who passes it up toward midfield. In the stick now of Jack Carey. First time that Mahopac has possessed the ball. But trailing just 1-0, a good defensive stand in that last Tiger possession. Try to get past this vaunted Tigers defense. This is Drew Riolo, one of the co-captains, who unloads it now to Tommy Elliott. And up top still, that's Zach Estevez. Anthony Corrado on the far side. Not the easiest jersey numbers to read. We'll do the best we can, as this is Matthew Riley. Sends it back up top for Riolo. Riolo trying to get around Smith. Something hit a stick, and the pass is picked off by Michael Bennett. Pass to the center wasn't clean, went off the stick of Felix Miller, or sorry, that was Jack Benton, and the Indians have the ball right back. This is Riolo, and back up top, playing some catch with Estevez. Elliott holds at the 40, now passes it up to Matthew Riley. Riley gets it back. Really spread, open look on offense from Mahopac. Maybe trying to keep the middle of the field clear so someone can cut in. Good defensive play, stick knocked out. Good play by Shane Smith to knock it free, and then Miller to pick it up. Miller gets it across to Declan Harrigan. Harrigan's still with it, looking for somewhere to go. And he gets it to Grant Malice. Martin with it now, and the Tigers are into their offense. Martin and Conley, Tigers' two top scorers. Every guy on the field for them can score. Can't just key in on Martin. Plenty of other guys can do damage. Conley and J.B. Connor most notably, but all of them can as J.B. Connor goes in and scores. So the Tigers take a 2-0 lead. 5.5 minutes in here in the Section 1 semifinals. So Smith back to midfield for the face-off. It's battled over, and this one's still undecided, and Harrigan goes in and picks it up. Smith brings it up on offense. Still with Smith. He unloads to Connor and subs out. Connor, who just scored, and that one's saved by Arguila. And he'll race it up himself. Good outlet pass there as they get it through. This is Elliott with it up top on the M. And now Zach Estevez and Elliott back and forth. This See what Mahopac's approach is here as they get the personnel they want on the field. Tigers defenders just waiting for an attack. Estevez. Sakakini lost a stick. Shot was deflected. Don't think it ever came through to Freed. Stays with Mahopac. These two have had a long history together, going all the way back to the 2012 section championship game, and even before that. As that one out in front, missed wide, just missed to the left. That was when the Tigers picked up, I believe, their first section championship. They've met once or twice in the championship games since then. I think they've all gone to Mamaroneck. As a matter of fact, I remember one year, Mamaroneck shut Mahopac out in a playoff game, which was, of course, unexpected. Player loses the helmet, and they'll have to stop the game for safety. Anthony Corrado took a check, and the helmet came loose. Can't be having that on the lacrosse field. So it's Andrew Dazzi who will have it at the 30 when they whistle us back into action, which they do. It's Estevez. Guarded tightly by Sakakini. Unloads it to Corrado. That shot went wide. Racing to be closest. It's going to be a close call. They give it to Mahopac. This is Dazzi. Fake the pass, goes up top to Elliott. Elliott thinks about a shot, doesn't quite have a lane. Unloads, another shot gets blocked. Shot opportunity got shut down. Elliott with it again. Guarded by Harrigan. Elliott trying to get through a pick, give and go. Freed came out, players at the deck, and they stopped play. And they give it to Mahopac. Jack Freed came out to cut off the angle and got tangled up. 3:25 left first quarter. Tigers up 2-0. Mahopac trying to cut into it. Mahopac certainly the later part of this first quarter, moving the feet a bit more on offense, creating some space. That shot ripped home. It's Tommy Elliott who gets the Indians on the board. It's 2-1. There's a shot in. Shot in a good spot that Freed could have saved, just had too much velocity on it, couldn't get the stick there in time. So with 3:02 left first quarter, it's 2-1. Face-off is won by the Tigers. It's Felix Miller who quickly unloads it to Conley and gets back on sides. Out in front, Smith scores. So right back at you, 3-1 Tigers, as Shane Smith doesn't often stay in for an offensive progression. That time he does. And catch and shoot catches Mahopac off guard for the goal. He'll head right back to the dot. That didn't take long. About 16 seconds between the face-off and the goal. Face-off is smothered. Now it's on the ground. They battle 3 aside for it. Still loose, raked up into the air, and Mahopac easily picking it up was Tyler Roa. And Coach Joe Bocello is going to call timeout. Mahopac trailing the Tigers 3-1, 2:27 left first quarter. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. So it's a Mahopac ball and hold everything. Oh, well, Michael Bennett has to tie his shoe. That's fair. Can't be having that. Hope J.R. Smith isn't on the field. Knicks fans remember that. He kept getting in trouble for tying the opponent's shoelaces together, or was it untying? Either way, it was a nuisance. So it is an Indians' possession. That'd be frustrating. You're down 2-0, you score a goal and then give it up not even 20 seconds later after the face-off. That's how they play. They played a close game against North Rockland, a game that ended up going to OT. One nearly intercepted by Matt Mullen. Instead, a shot opportunity bounces over the net. It will stay with Mahopac, as that one, I think, either hit the crossbar of the soccer goal or the field goal post. And now a Mahopac player has to tie the sneakers. Maybe J.R. Smith is in the house. Beautiful day today. There was a chance of thunderstorms in the forecast, but it's been 85 and sunny, light breeze. Not a bad day to be outside so far. Good day for baseball, good day for some lacrosse. And the stakes get higher as the days go by. As Riolo ducks in, passes, may have had a shot. Instead, it's a turnover as Smith takes it. Smith, known for his athleticism, 3-sport athlete. He runs it up and now he's going to check out. It's Morris Jansen with it as we're in the final minute of the first quarter. Jansen around the back. Pass in front to Rayner, couldn't connect. And there's a flag on the field. So, looks like Tigers will have their second EMO of the game. And can't really tell who the player is because of the distance and the yellow nature of the jerseys. He knows who he is. Tigers up 6-on-5. Martin, Connor, Malice, back to Martin, who moves around quickly. Pass up top was tipped, and if they get him jumping over, they get Danny Jewell stepping over, trying to corral the loose ball. He doesn't think he did. And as a matter of fact, he didn't. And now they're going to talk things over. Keep in mind it's semifinal, so there's a third official on the field. So that means they're going to see more things and perhaps might even see things that aren't there. But second set of eyeballs usually is a good thing. Well, second set on that play, of course, there are 3 sets on the field. The other one way up towards the goal. It will be a Tigers ball, so they fix the call. Conley's holding it at the edge of the M, and he's going to give it up for Martin before the restart. 27 seconds left in the quarter. Connor, pass to Martin, thought about it. Conley now, back to Martin. Martin shoots wide, out of bounds. Tigers will keep with 11 seconds. Connor with 9 seconds. He rips a shot wide. Clock will stop with 4 seconds, so at this point you're looking at a catch and shoot if you want to score a goal. Here's Conley. Pass to Martin. Shot. I don't think it would have counted anyway. It went off the bar. But the Tigers will take it. We're through 1 quarter in the Section 1 semifinals. Tigers lead Mahopac 3-1. Second quarter coming up next on LMC Varsity Sports. Back for the second quarter. Teams have switched sides. Fresh 12 minutes on the clock, getting set for the face-off. Smith and Roa once again. Smith wins it cleanly this time. Smith scored one of the Tiger goals off a face-off. Indirectly off a face-off. And Smith now will sub out. Connor up top to Lowinger, just checked in for Smith. Shot was just wide. Arguila might have got a piece of it. And Conley will pick it up as it stays in play. Conley. Rolling shot was wide. Rayner there to back it up. So it will stay with the Tigers. This is JB Connor up top. Connor, a two-sport star here as well. Featured on the boys soccer team. Tom Conley plays hockey as well, so a lot of multi-sport athletes on the field. That's what you like to see. It's a turnaround shot by Conley. He takes a huge hit at the end. Immediately looks for a call, doesn't get it. The Tigers will keep possession. Minute 45 gone by in this quarter. Mahopac has not touched the ball yet. Tigers up 2. Lowinger races around. Passes to Conley. Conley out in front. That one scores. It's Grant Malice, who was left alone in front of the crease and bounced it right past Arguila to make it 4-1. Malice, the 4th different Tiger goal scorer. One from Martin, one from Connor, one from Smith, one from Malice. Mahopac's lone goal from Tommy Elliott. Now here's where having Shane Smith is so key. Because if he can win the face-off, I mean, how do you come back if you can't get the ball, right? Smith nearly had that one raked still loose. Looks like Mahopac has an inside track at it. And no, Felix Miller picks it up. And the Tigers will call timeout to save possession. Good call by Coach Barnard. 9:51 left first half. Tigers up 4-1 on LMC TV. Morris Jansen has it as we restart following the Tigers timeout. Both teams have used one. Tigers leading by 3. Of course, with this much time left, no lead is safe. Martin, Jansen, Connor. Back to Jansen. Malice back to Conley. Tigers try that stack play again. And they find Martin. Not in really any position to shoot. Up top for Lounger. He lets one rip and it's wide. Conley stops it. Keeps it in play. Conley. Back to Connor. Conley once again. Tigers with nothing against wasting out the clock here a little bit. It's a possession game after all. Conley ducks in, nearly scores. Arguila stopped it, I believe. Another roller almost went through, might have gone off the side of the net and out of bounds. Conley backing up will keep it for the Tigers. Up top for Connor. Scoop shot and a save by Arguila, but it comes loose. And another save by Arguila. Oh my goodness. Mike Arguila with 2 stops of what should have probably been goals. And Mahopac, for the first time in the quarter, has the ball. Goal scorer Tommy Elliott has it, right at the edge of the M. Passes it forward. This is Anthony Corrado. Corrado back to Elliott. Just about 5 minutes gone by, second quarter. The only goal in this quarter scored by the Tigers. This is Riolo. Couldn't find space inside and unloads it. Corrado. Now Estevez. Riolo. Riolo guarded tightly by Sakakini. There you go behind, that's Estevez. Oh, no, sorry, that's Michael Harney, the freshman. Now Elliott might have some space to shoot. Whips it wide. Backed up by Corrado. Indians play it back, rush it back in. Estevez shoots, it's wide, and it will stay with Mahopac. Just about halfway through this quarter, this extended possession, the only time Mahopac has held the ball. A couple of shot attempts, nothing on goal in this quarter. That was Corrado trying to back his man down. Corrado, another attempt goes wide. That'll be backed up by Harney. And it will stay with Mahopac. This is Elliott. Riolo. He scores! Drew Riolo finds a crease, puts it through, and it's back to a 2-goal game. So 5:29 left, first half. Both teams have notched a goal here in the second quarter. Mahopac, of course, looking for more, as they still trail the top-seeded Tigers by 2. Roa and Smith will battle for the face-off. Smith rakes it forward, and Lowinger nearly had it. It was picked up by Harrigan, and the Tigers will have possession. Malice being absolutely harassed by John Dundon before unloading it back to Lowinger. This is Connor now. Connor pass nearly goes, it does go off the stick of Conley, but he's able to recollect it. Conley thought about a shot, tries a scoop shot, and backed up by Martin. Tigers, of course, defending Section 1 champs, trying to get back to the championship game.
Keep moving, boys.
Martin couldn't get space. Jansen plays it back out to Lowinger. Jansen again, Martin. Conley. Back to Lowinger. Across to Connor. Tigers picking their spots here, it's wise. A, they have a 2-goal lead, and B, they know they're facing a solid goalie in Argila, so you don't want to just take any old shot that he's going to easily save and lose the possession. That could be a good look, and it's shot wide by Malice. Conley back there. Connor. Malice, Lowinger, Conley again. 3:20 left first half. Lowinger shoots, saved by Argila.
Shoot, boys. Go Tiger!
Argila definitely plays up the defense. He's so good. Connor lets it rip wide. Tigers get it back with 3:05 left. This is Malice, Lowinger, Connor. Malice up top. Lowinger thought briefly about a shot. Connor holding as we're down near 2:30 left in the first half. Scoop shot by Martin went wide. Tigers backing it up.
Good job, boys.
Conley holds. The really scary cloud system starts to roll in. 2 minutes left in the half. It's turning near pitch black as the sun starts to get covered here. It will stop play there. I think a timeout's been called. It has. So, 2:04 left. Tigers up 4-2. We'll be right back on LMC TV. It's a Mahopac ball as we come back. 2 minutes left in the first half. And the Indians would really love to pick up another goal before halftime as the ball comes loose. Check delivered by Harrigan. That'll stop the game. And they call the push against Mahopac. They don't like the call. So So the Tigers have it. They may hold for last shot. This is Shane Smith. There's some sort of cloud cover starting to roll in. Hopefully that doesn't impact things too hard. I know the baseball game is in the 5th or 6th inning now, rolling quickly there, so. Hopefully we get through it quickly. Connor holding up top with 1:10 left. Pass into the middle, a bit sloppy, and it's a turnover as Elliott picks it up for the Indians with 1 minute left in the half. Elliott up through midfield. Elliott back to Jack Carey. And now Riolo. This is Estevez being guarded by Benton. Estevez unloads. This is Dazzi. Up top for Corrado. Corrado comes to the center, has no angle to shoot. 6 seconds. They've got to shoot it now. Ball comes loose. Couldn't get it in the stick. And the half will expire without a shot. So, we're through a full half. It's been low scoring, still anyone's game. It's Mamaroneck 4 and Mahopac 2. Stick around, second half coverage coming up next on LMC Varsity Sports. We return second half and a clean face-off win for the Tigers, who hold a 4-2 lead over Mahopac. 24 minutes left to go. Hand it to Mahopac, they have slowed down this potent Tigers offense, but possession still probably an 80-20 in favor of Mamaroneck. Mahopac simply hasn't had many opportunities to try to get on the board. They actually don't have a bad conversion percentage on possessions to goals, but they haven't had enough possessions. This is Connor. Clouds are about over us. Hasn't rained yet. They're dark, but they may not produce anything massive. This is Connor behind. Spins around, shoots it wide, and it will remain a Tiger possession. Conley up top, goes off the stick of Jansen, and Rayner there to bail out his teammate. Rayner nearly really bailed out his teammate.
Good shot,
Said shoots wide, and Martin was there to back it up. Martin. Pass goes wide, and they're going to call him, and now they throw a flag. Now Michael Bennett hit the turf. He's claiming he was pushed out of bounds, or pushed off sides rather, and didn't get the call, expressed some disapproval, and he's the one that goes into the penalty area. I assume the call is something like that unsportsmanlike.
Let's go, White! Let's go, White!
So it's a Mahopac possession, and they need it. Tommy Elliott holds, or actually, up top of the screen, it's his teammate Estevez. Now it's Elliott with it. Estevez. Long range shot. Freed stuffs it, but can't hold it. And a lot of pushing and shoving for the loose ball as it goes toward the end line. And I'm not sure about that call. I think a Mahopac player just cross-checked a teammate, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure about the angle that I saw. Someone's coming off the field. It's going to be a Mahopac possession. Tigers actually, Matthew Riley might be. Sorry, it's a Tigers possession. Penalty is on Mahopac, and clear cross-check. The only thing is, to me, it looked like he cross-checked his teammate. Obviously, Hertz isn't safe, but regardless, Tigers will take the EMO here as they go 6-on-5 and they get ready to restart. Looks like Coach Barnard just wanted a clarification there. It looks like it's all squared away, although now the Mahopac coaching staff wants some explanation. And now that the explaining is done, we can play lacrosse. As Jansen brought it up, Tigers have the extra man. Just a 2-goal lead. They'd like to take advantage. The third time this game that a car alarm's gone off the town center parking lot across the way. That shot whipped wide by Connor. Tigers thought they were backing it up. Jansen can't believe it. And Sigelski will have it on the restart. Or sorry, it's the goalie, Arguila, who had it. Sigelski was closest, so they say. Arguila way out of his spot. Takes a little check. They say contact to the head, and there will be a penalty on Mamaroneck. It'll be Will Martin who will be going out when they enforce it. Meanwhile, Mahopac in transition will set up for an offensive possession. So again, the flag yet to be assessed. So we are still 6-on-6. That shot goes wide, goes out of bounds. And now they will assess the penalty. So Will Martin heads off, he knows what he did. And they'll set up for an EMO for Mahopac, their first of the game.
Let's go, defense!
Martin was just trying to pressure the goalie. He was coming up yards out of his spot. Happened to catch his face mask with a check, so he'll have to sit out. And Mahopac a chance here if they can convert to bring it to a 1-goal game. Pass comes loose. Freed picks it up. So Tigers can kill off the rest of this penalty as Miller skips rope, brings it up. Ball came loose for a second. Conley picked it up.
You gotta watch it, ref.
Timeout called. 8:06 left. And Tigers will have the ball when we get back on LMC TV. So penalties have... Actually, Will Martin still serving. So Mamaroneck playing a man short on offense. I don't know if there's a term for that. Maybe Mahopac has an EMD. I don't know if you call it that. But regardless, the 6-on-5 time remains. It's just about up. Here comes Will Martin. And we are back to full strength on both sides. Stick checked away by Dundon. And Mahopac trying to get something done in transition. Another stick check. This time it stays in the stick of Jack Carey. I just felt a raindrop. And Mahopac will cycle through. Just a 2-goal deficit, lots of time left to go. It's Anthony Corrado, guarded by Rayner. He comes up, spins, shoots, and a save made by Jack Freed. Tigers clear it up the field. It bounces ahead of Rayner, and it's picked up by Dundon, so not a good turnover for the Tigers. They can't get the outlet pass to go. This is Elliott across to Riley. Just a really light drizzle at this point, barely perceptible falling. But we do see the end of this cloud system as a turnover. Tigers have it back. Michael Bennett has some friendly fire, sends a couple of Indians to the turf. Tigers in transition, they score. It's Grant Malice with his second. And halfway through the third quarter, the Tigers lead it 5-2. So we'll get set for the face-off. That is not what Mahopac wanted. They had a couple of opportunities here. To try to narrow the deficit.
Let's go, White! Get in there, White!
As here comes a little bit of rain.
Get up, Shane!
Not expecting this to last too long. The only thing we're concerned about is thunder. That would put us in a delay. As Smith wins the face-off. And big collision. They don't throw a flag there. Conley off the post. And the Indians get it back. Riolo takes a shove, and they'll throw the flag on that, and that'll stop play. Well, Mamaroneck obviously saying, how do you not call the play on that end and then call it on that end?
Let's go, D!
But that's the way it goes. As Michael Bennett will have to serve the penalty.
No defense!
And it'll be another EMO for Mahopac. Trailing by 3, 5:33 left third quarter. Have a chance to narrow this gap. Dazzi, back to Elliott. Shot was saved by Freed. Ball is loose. And now they'll blow it dead. Must have been an off-ball foul somewhere. They give it back to Mahopac.
Let's go, White!
Dazzi. Elliott back to Dazzi. Behind that's Riley. Up top, shot was wide from Estevez. The Tigers were backing it up. So that's that for the possession.
Move, White, move, White!
As some heavy rain starts to suddenly fall here. a sun shower as the sun has crept up over the horizon. So it will be a quick little system passing through. That shot was saved by Argila. Timeout Mahopac. 4:08 left, third quarter. Tigers up 5-2. We'll be right back, and we'll be a little wetter. We restart. We actually had a thunder, or at least a weather delay for 30 minutes. We're back. Had to clear the field. So that one's turned over. Shane Smith picks it up, and he's able to advance it for the Tigers. Might have some space to get a shot off. Passes to Martin. Martin gets locked off, tries a scoop shot, it gets blocked, and Argila picks up the loose ball. I didn't actually hear any thunder or see any lightning, but it was enough to stop both this game and the baseball game going on simultaneously. As that hit forces a turnover and ruled clean. These refs are, for the most part, letting them play. Conley gets shut down, contact to the head. They throw the flag on that one. Conley, a backhand shot, and now they will enforce the penalty. So it'll be an EMO for Mamaroneck, already up by 3:12 left third quarter. Through the magic of television, you could skip the delay, so that's wonderful for you viewers at home. But there was that sudden downpour, and then really as soon as they stopped the game, the weather improved. The sun came out, warmed up. It's actually quite nice out, minus the wetness around on the ground. JB Connor has it on the restart. Tigers up a man. It's a 6-on-5. Leading by 3, looking for more. Martin didn't have the window to shoot, really wanted to. Martin still with it. Jansen. Now Rayner. Back to Jansen, now Martin. Jansen. This is Malice. Back to Connor. Rayner, Tigers taking their time here as that pass almost got away from Jansen. It does. And he's able to get it back despite some heavy pressure from the Mahopac defense. We're back to even strength with just over 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. This is still Connor with it on the far side. Connor. Pass back to Conley. Now Martin, he likes to shoot from there. It goes wide. And I think Connor does get ruled closer to where the shot went out. It's so sunny that I think everything's dried out. All of our equipment is bone dry. That shot gets blocked. Argila goes back to try to back it up, but unsuccessfully. So Conley will fetch a fresh ball. Minute 29 left in the quarter. Conley finds Rayner. Rayner has nowhere to shoot. Connor across to Martin. Ducks in, shoots, scores. It just takes a little bit of an opening. Will Martin on the doorstep, catches, makes the move, shoots, and it's 6-2 Tigers. So Roa and Smith will meet for the face-off. Face-off is won cleanly by Smith. Smith has some space. Passes to Conley. His shot is wide. Martin backing up. Smith might have had an angle to run it and shoot it himself, but really can't argue him deferring to one of the best in Section 1. Conley. Up top, Connor! And it's 7-2. The Tigers are pouring it on here late in the third. Second goal of the night for J.B. Connor. 40 seconds left in the third. The Tigers are starting to pull away. Face-off fought for. Smith wants a call, won't get it. Now they will stop play. And they call the hold. They'll get the defenders back on sides. Here we go. Under 30 seconds left, third quarter. Tigers up 7-2, perhaps looking for one more at the very end of the quarter. Conley. Turnaround shot, easily saved by Arguello with 9 seconds. He sends it the length of the field with 7, and Jack Freed will just let it go. It goes out of bounds with 3 seconds, and it will be a Tiger ball. If there's any time here, they do send it the length of the field. Clock hits 0, and that will do it. So, Tigers take advantage. Coming back from the weather delay, they score a couple, and they open it up to a 7-2 lead. We head to the fourth here on LMC Varsity Sports. And they stop the face-off, and they give it to Smith. So here we go. Tigers have the first possession to start the fourth quarter. Tigers have been dominating this game. And now up 5 goals, they can start to just try to drain the clock. There's still a lot of time left. But they can certainly wait for a quality scoring opportunity before they let go of the ball. Conley. That pass gets away from Martin. It's still in. Now it goes out. Mahopac ball. It's Sigelski who brings it up for the Indians. Gets it to Dundon. They'll try to get the right players in the mix here. Now they do have the attacking 6. That pass got away from Corrado. Is it out of bounds? It is. Tiger ball. So Bennett had it on the restart. Immediately passed it to Freed. And now Smith will rush it up the field. Smith almost went all the way. Martin. Now a stop. Looks like Smith stepped in the crease, so another turnover. Worth noting, no matter what happens to the Mamaroneck Tigers, this will be their last game on this field this year. Section finals at a neutral site as that pass gets away. Back to Mamaroneck. And all the state playoffs will be, even if they're hosted by the section, won't be here. So for all these outgoing seniors, the last time they'll play on this field, they've had a good game going so far. As a turnaround shot by Malice went wide. And Tigers ruled to be backing it up. Martin closer than Arguila. Martin has it checked out of the stick. Turnovers on both sides to start this fourth quarter. And the defender whips a shot wide. Sigelski was looking for a long-range shot, and sometimes when it comes off of the long pole, it can be harder for the goalie to read. As Felix Miller playing some stingy defense, a little bit too stingy on Harney as they throw the flag. So either way, Mahopac possession. Joe Bichello, the Mahopac coach, wanted a call there, but didn't get it. But they get the flag thrown. EMO for Mahopac. I don't know if they've converted on any of these. Pass got loose, picked up by Riley. Riley to Corrado. That shot, I don't know if Freed got it or if it went off the bar. Loose ball, Freed way out from the goal. In the mix for the loose ball, and it's picked up by Matt Mullins, still loose. Raked away, Freed's back in the crease, ball out of bounds. And it looks like they give it to Mamaroneck, but the other far side official will overrule it. Mahopac ball. Still on the EMO. Dazzi. Work it to Estevez. Now Elliott. Elliott spins, still no room to shoot. Elliott thought about one again. This time he rips one and he scores from long range. Second goal of the game for Tommy Elliott. And the lead is cut down to 7-3. 8 minutes, 6 seconds left. Here in regulation, they'll set up for the face-off. They call a hold on Mamaroneck. So a very important possession for Mahopac. Trailing now by 4 with 8 minutes left. That's easy math. You've got to score a goal every 2 minutes if you don't allow any. It's an impressive shot from Elliott to score about 20 seconds ago. Elliott. Pass goes wide. Miller might have gotten in his face and interrupted the pass. Tiger ball. Harrigan plays it right to Freed. Back to Harrigan. Harrigan, long pass up the field looking for Bennett, but it goes over everyone. Goes back to Mahopac. Arguila plays it up. And that one gets away from Corrado. The Tigers have it now. Stuffed by Sigelski up there. And the Mahopac Indians have it back. Corrado in towards the crease. Never gets a shot off. Good defense by the Tigers. Miller sent to the turf. Flag down. Play still live. It's Lowinger bringing it up. There are 2 flags on the field as that one's checked away from Lowinger. That'll stop it. The only thing that's unclear is if there's 2 separate infractions or if both officials saw the same thing and threw it. So we'll get the call in now and see. Obviously, there's at least one call going against Mahopac, as Corrado, I think, has to take the knee here. I think it's just the one. And Corrado to the knee in the penalty area. So Tiger possession, 6:33 left to go. They're up by 4. And this will certainly be an opportunity for Mamaroneck to at least stall out the penalty, perhaps even add back to their lead. They've led by as many as 5. This is Rayner. Over to Martin. Connor. Jansen, Rayner, Connor. Looking inside, spins, shoots, and he scores! Give him the hat trick, J.B. Connor. And it's 8-3 Tigers. Big insurance goal late with 6:01 left. Every goal so crucial to later stages of a sectional semifinal. I've gotten word, but the winner of this game will see the winner of Wappingers or Lakeland Panis in the Section 1 final. Lakeland Panis, a big upset, knocking out Scarsdale a couple days ago, as that's a push. Be a Tiger possession. Scarsdale was seen as the top threat to Mamaroneck defending last year's title with another. But Lakeland Panis, we've seen year in, year out, doesn't matter how the regular season goes, they show up for the playoffs. As that one's knocked away from Rayner and still loose. Mahopac does get it as Elliott picked it up. Played it all the way back to Arguila, who's being hassled by Conley. They get tangled up and they have to throw the flag. Forces a turnover and he takes a swat at Conley's head. Another flag is thrown. So likely we'll have dueling penalties here, as Conley certainly interfered with Arguila, but then a big goalie stick with Arguila swatted Conley right in the head. And there were 2 separate flags thrown, so looks like Mahopac has called timeout, and they'll sort out the penalties during the timeout. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. It is 5-on-5. Goalie change for Mahopac as Arguila has to sit out. Tommy Camerata's in front of the pipes, and Tom Conley sitting out for Mamaroneck. 8-3 Tigers. Tigers do get possession. I assume Arguila's penalty was harsher, as that one's checked out of the stick of Connor, and he's shoved off. They throw the flag, and now they stop it. So that'll give the Tigers a 5-on-4. And I'm not exactly the world's expert in lacrosse officiating. That hit didn't look super bad to me. Connor must have known it was coming. He stopped to absorb it, but they flag it regardless. On this day and age, you can't really argue with erring on the side of player protection. The official, of course, much closer, maybe saw something we didn't see on the hit. 4:58 left. Tigers with the rare 5-on-4 and now a 6-on-4 as Conley's penalty expires. Conley out to Martin. Rayner, shot, scores. 9-3 Tigers. Henry Rayner from 15 yards out. Tigers really taking command here in the second half. Just got word that Lakeland Panis has knocked off Wappingers, and the number 7 seed has knocked off the 2 Scarsdale and the 3 Wappingers to await the winner of this game in the final. Incredible how it seems year after year Lakeland Panis, doesn't matter how they do in the regular season, another flag comes in. This one against Mamaroneck, and I throw another one that I think might be against Mahopac as they stop play. Back to the point. 7 seed. It seems like 3-4 years running, Lakeland Panis has made a playoff push after a subpar regular season. So they'll get the calls sorted out here. Shane Smith serving a penalty for the Tigers. It'll be Mahopac ball. It will be a 5-on-4 as Felix Miller is also serving a penalty for the Tigers. And I'm sorry, it's a 6-on-4. So both those penalties from earlier on Mahopac are expired. Down by 6 with 4:17 left. They're gonna have to score often to come back in this one. That shot saved by Freed. Couldn't hold it. That would have been ideal if he could have caught it and tried to burn out some clock. Instead, they go out of bounds, and it's a Tiger ball. And Harrigan needs more space than that on the restart. So they'll re-spot the dueling 15s, Harrigan and Corrado. He heaves it down the field. Malice bobbles it, and Conley also can't pick it up. And Argila back in the game as player down for the Tigers is Grant Malice. And now they will stop the game. And they'll send the trainer out to check on Malice. 3:32 left, Tigers up 9-3. We'll be right back. We return to Mahopac possession. Still got that 6-on-4. And they score. I think that was Riley. Regardless, it's 9-4 with 3:22 left. I believe that will release one of the Tiger penalties. And indeed it will, as Felix Miller checks back in. Robert Lundberg will check in for the face-off. Or perhaps that's someone named Brady who just stole it. 55 is Lundberg on my roster. It could have been a JV call-up. And Mamaroneck will call timeout to save the possession. 3:09 left in the game. Tigers up 5. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. We return passes thrown away. There might have been a shot. Tigers will have it. Cam Theed is checked in. Tigers emptying the bench a bit. As a flag comes in this one, getting chippy in the late stages. So they'll get the call in, send the right player off. Looks like Mahopac going back a man down. .258 left. Winner of this game will meet the 7th seed Lakeland Panis in the final. That was the same matchup we saw last year of the Tigers prevailing for a section championship. Lakeland in the playoffs is not an easy task. Comley passes back. Tigers can certainly just try to waste clock out here, and you can see they're playing some really stingy defense trying to force a turnover. Conley trying to spin away from Carey. Conley is elusive. Long range shot goes wide. He saw a wide open net as Argila was trying to play some man defense. Tigers will keep. Connor, and wait a second. There's a flag down, and no one on Mahopac was looking. So, looks like it might be. It is a 6-on-4 for the Tigers as the calls pile up against Mahopac here in the late stages. Kind of like the end of a basketball game where you're trying to avoid being fouled. Tigers just want to keep the ball free of the defenders and let the clock run. Rayner. Back up top, Conley. Martin. Back to Connor. As he throws the stick to try to, I don't know if you can do that. And they do throw a flag, so I assume that's the penalty. I know in baseball, if you do that, it's like a ground rule triple or something crazy like that. Can't throw the stick to stop a high pass. They throw the flag there as Connor absorbs some contact. So 1:33 left, another penalty comes in. And for Mahopac, part of it's the frustration showing, but also you really need a turnover. You're going to play a little bit more aggressively on defense, and that will lead to more illegal hits. It's like they might be pulling the goalie for an extra defender as Argila's walking off the field. Or are they making the switch? It looks like Camarada might be checked. Is that another penalty on Argila? Minute 33 left. If he doesn't take the knee, that's just a substitution. Either way, Camarada hasn't taken the field yet, and he won't. They will go with 5 defenders instead of 4 and a goalie. Now hold on, another substitution. And Camarada will come into the game. It's a little miscommunication along the sidelines. It will be a 6-on-4 for the Tigers. Leading by 5, minute 33 left, just trying to tick away 93 seconds and get themselves back to the Section 1 Class A final. And now the Mahopac coach is on the field delivering a stick, or they're asking for a goalie warm-up. And he's come in once already and got a warm-up, so I don't know about that. We'll take a break as the festivities continue here. We'll be right back on LMC TV. So we return. Tigers, as the penalty, one of the penalties releases, it's a 6-on-5 now. There's Argila still serving a penalty, and that might be it for him. If there'll be a chance to substitute him back in with 1:08 left. He is a senior, so not really the way he wanted to end his season. The penalty does expire as we're back to 6-on-6. When lofted high in the air, and it is caught by Dundon as he tries to get away. Some contact along the sideline. They throw the flag as this one is just absolutely devolving here. Elliott will have it at midfield when we restart. 39 seconds left. Six on 5 for the Indians. They'll try to pick up one more before time runs out. And they can't as it's intercepted. Good job of the use of the stick by Harrigan. He heaves it up the field past Bennett. And it's picked up by Dundon, who sends it into the offensive half. Now 20 seconds. This is Corrado trying to spin and get some space. Corrado, guarded tightly by Bennett, gets away from it. 10 seconds. Pass gets away with 7. Stays in bounds. Clock's going to run with 4. And that will do it. The Mamaroneck Tigers, defending Section 1 Class A champs, they will play for a title once again in 2019. A solid effort from start to finish for the Tigers as they win it by a 9-4 final. Make sure you stick around for the post-game show. We'll wrap it up. That's coming up next on LMC Varsity Sports. Back on the postgame show, joined by the Tigers' Danny Jewell. Danny, you guys did a great job on defense today, limiting Mahopac's chances. It seemed like almost every time they had the ball, you guys were right on it. And then Jack behind you doing great. What was the key to really shutting them down today?
Well, we had lots of help from Shane. Winning all those faceoffs really helped us out. And, Coach Barr has been harping on communication all year, and I feel like we really stepped that up. And once we got to the postseason, and I think we just had this edge. We didn't want to go down on our home field. We didn't want to lose here. And they played a great game. Props to them, but we wanted to keep it here.
Can it get almost kind of boring at times when the offense is out possessing a team like that, where you're kind of just waiting for the game to kind of come to you?
No, it's never boring. Our games are never boring. I love watching our offense play, the way they move the ball, the shots, and I've never been bored playing for Mamaroneck.
Just got word that Lakeland Panis has made it all the way to the final to face you guys in a few days. What are your thoughts with them? I know you saw them earlier this year.
I saw them last year in the section final too. Look forward to playing them again.
Joined now by Tigers coach Jeff Barnard. Coach, kind of dominated Mahopac, especially in that second half. You had that weather delay. It seemed like the team came out with an extra edge after that. Was there any sort of what did you do during the delay? How do you think that impacted the team?
Kind of calmed him down a little bit and then pumped him up right at the end there. And I told him to shoot low because the field was wet and just execute. And we talked about some technical stuff and so forth. It was a pretty sloppy game, to be honest. All the way through, it was not a fun game to coach. It was a lot of weird, strange calls, a lot of different things going on. Our kids weren't really executing shots in the first half. We were getting some looks and not hitting the cage, so that part was a little frustrating. Thought we could have played a little bit better, but our kids are really tough. They grinded it out. Defense came up and made some key stops, and despite having a whole bunch of penalties, and we're not used to playing with this many penalties over the course of a game, so it makes it a kind of uncomfortable game, both for us and for them. I mean, I don't know how many penalties there were, but there were a lot.
And you've got Lakeland coming up next. They've upset their way to the section final for a rematch with you. What are your thoughts going into that game?
I don't think it's an upset for them. We expected them to be there at the end. They typically, they grind it out. They start a little. The last couple of years, they've started a little slow, and then they're well coached. They do a phenomenal job, and we played them earlier this season. I thought they were young and extremely good, extremely talented. So I knew that they would be there in the end. And they're disciplined. I'm not sure what happened really against Scarsdale. Scarsdale's a good team, but I thought that was going to be a game, and if they got past them, they'd be there. Sure enough, they did. They did the same thing they did last year.
Rob Moretti here, wrapping up a 9-4 win from Mamaroneck over Mahopac in the Section 1 Class A semifinals. You heard from Danny Jewell, you heard from Coach. It was a defensive game. Tigers did score 9, led by J.B. Connor, who actually executed a great promposal post-game to lead the way offensively for Mamaroneck. They got a rematch coming up with Lakeland Panis in the section final. That should be another interesting game to watch. Those two met last year in the final. As we've said several times, you heard from Coach, it seems the last few years they tend to start slow and then really come on in the playoffs. So Mamaroneck, the number 1 seed, they are going to take Lakeland seriously in the section final, and no surprise, they need to. After upsetting their way through the number 2 and 3 seeds in the Section 1 Class A tournament. That will do it for us here at Memorial Field. I'm Rob Moretti, and our camera operator today, Steven Saputo, here on the short crew, as we had a full crew at the baseball game, getting all the angles there, as they had a walk-off win, so glad we had the angles on that. Once again, I'm Rob Moretti. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more as the playoffs continue here on LMC TV.
If you are interested in sponsoring this or other programs on LMC TV, contact us for more information.